this is Britt Caswell with another example video. In today's video I'm covering example 1 from lesson 7-7 in the SavvasRealize Algebra 1 textbook. The goal of today's video is to understand factoring a perfect square. So when we're dealing with a perfect square trinomial, what that means is that you have some kind of binomial that we are squaring. So we're multiplying a binomial times itself. Now when we do that, it produces this pattern, where you have the first term squared and the last term squared, as well as 2 times each of those terms in the middle. Now notice when it's a plus, this first sign is plus, and when it's a minus, the first sign is a minus. So let's go ahead and let's look at this. So I always check first to see if I have a perfect square trinomial. So I'm going to start by showing you how to check. Now remember, the first thing that we look for is we make sure that the first term and the last term are perfect squares. So x squared is x squared. And 49 is 7 squared. So now this 14x, I'm going to go ahead and divide it by 2. And when I do that, I get 7x. So does this follow this pattern where we have a squared, there's a squared, plus 2ab plus 2 9ab plus b squared? Yes. So we have the perfect square trinomial pattern. So I could just write my a and my b, and whatever this first sign is falls down. So there's the factored form. So let's go ahead and let's try that again. So 9x squared is the same thing as 3x squared. And 25 is 5 squared. Now if I take 30 and divide it by 2, I get 2 times 15x. So is 15x the same thing as 3x times 5? Yes, it is. So this is also a perfect square trinomial. So the sign in the first sign here is a minus, so it goes here. Now my a in this case was 3x, right? Because there's a number in front of the x squared. And my b here is a 5. Let's do it again. So 4x squared is the same thing as 2x squared. And 9 is 3 squared. So if I take 12 and divide it by 2, I get 2 times 6x. So 2x times 3 is 6x. So this is a perfect square trinomial. So I drop down that first sign, and my a is 2x and my b is 3. We're just going to go ahead and do this our last try it. So I have an x squared, and 16 is 4 squared. Taking the 8 and dividing it by 2, and I get 4x, which is the same thing as x times 4. So that's how you know it's a perfect square. So I set up my parentheses with the square on the outside, drop down that first sign, and I fill in my x and my 4. So there we have it, guys. That is the perfect square trinomial pattern. Until next time.